Great morning. It is today, Saturday, May 8th. Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there, to all the mothers. Um, so today, don't forget, at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, my time, I will be doing a get together with Hogarth. So it will be our first get together. I think it's going to be on Hogarth's channel. So look for that if you are interested in Hogarth. I think we're reading on what did he say? I think India and Dark Night of the Soul, and there's one other one which I can't remember at the moment, but I'll find out what it is again when I tune in today. Anyway, what is the topic of the morning? What we have today is, at the center of it is, if I can get the card here, honoring the cycles. Honor the cycles. So everything has a cycle. We have a life cycle. The moon has a cycle. You know, the planetary, the astrology has a cycle. Everything has a cycle. You know, it's eternal, but it's always in motion. Things are always in a cycle. So it's important, pay attention of the cycles. When you're in a real downtime in the lower end of the cycle, is not the time you want to try to push for something really relevant that you want to do. You want to wait to the higher end of the cycle. If you're in the lower end of the cycle, then what you need to do is make sure you are staying grounded. Okay? Keep grounding. It does say grounding there. Keep grounding in place. So important. Well, no matter what part of the cycle you're in, it's so important to stay grounded. And simplicity. Okay? Things become so much more simplistic if you're paying attention to the seasons. It's the same thing, if you have the season of winter, you're not out there planting crops. Okay? It doesn't work. Same thing with life cycles. No matter what you're doing, watch the patterns, watch the cycles, stay grounded, and if you watch the cycles, you can have a little bit of wisdom. Okay? Don't try to do things too early. If you want to buy a house and things, you have to wait till you have the right things in place, okay? You look, you wait, you watch the cycles, okay? And honor the cycles. Again, in the wintertime, you're not going to plant crops that you want to harvest. That's not going to work. If you want to go out and get some ripe fruit, you're not going to take it from an immature place that's not, if you want it sweet, you don't pick it too early. You have to wait for the right time in the cycle to do it. So again, watch the patterns, watch your feelings as well. If you are feeling really down and depressed and you don't have the energy, it might be the time to simplify, take a break, relax, get grounded, get your energy back. Then when your energy is high, then it's time to go gangbusters, okay? So again, remember, everything is in a cycle. Watch the cycles. When you watch the cycles, then you can begin to learn how to move forward in a constructive manner, okay? So thanks for tuning in. Much love and light. Hopefully somebody's gotten something from this today. If you've enjoyed it, please give a thumbs up. I do so appreciate it. And again, happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. Being a mother is a difficult job. You want to give the kids the best start you can give to them. But don't forget as well, as long as we're on Mother, one thing I see that's a bit disconcerting for all involved is when the children get, grown, they're 18, 19, it's time to cut the apron strings, okay? And this is one thing I see happening so often. Mothers do not want to cut the apron strings. They want to keep their kids forever, okay? When your kids are grown, we're out here to supply a body for them, a vehicle for them to come into this incarnation. Don't forget they've had many, many, many incarnations before, okay? They come in with some ideas and ideals, and then the way that they are raised in this lifetime, again, sets them up for a new adventure. But don't forget, when they're grown, you have to allow them to make their own choices. You cannot run their lives. I see so many mothers push and want to push their kids to get married. They want grandchildren. Well, this is not your life. It's your kids' lives. Let them have their life, okay? Cut the apron string. You give them all you can give them, and then, you have to let them fly. I've seen this before too, if you are in there and you want to smother that child, they don't have enough to grow. You see a bird breaking out of the shell. Mother doesn't tear the shell. They have to fight their way out because it gives them strength. If you open it up, they have no strength, okay? Same thing. You can really damage a child by overly smothering it, because then they don't have the strength to stand on their own, okay? They need to be able to build the strength to be able to fly on their own. So we give them the best we can give them as far as a moral upbringing, instill values in them, let them know that it takes work to accomplish things. Everything is not given to you in life. And this is a difficulty you see with people that have a lot of money. A lot of times they don't give time to their kids, and everything the kid wants and whines for is just given to them to shut them up, okay? Or maybe the parent has had a difficult life and they want to make it easier for their children, but in doing that, the children have not developed their own value system, and they think that everything is owed to them because they've been given everything as a child that they wanted. And so when they leave the nest, they become these horrendous, horrendous beings that think that they are owed everything in life, okay? If I want it, you should give it to me, okay? So again, so important the way that we raise our children, and that again, when they are raised and they are of a time to leave home, that we cut the strings and we let them have their life to live, okay? You also see sometimes the ones that are especially mama boys. The mother has smothered, and they go to get married, and the mother-in-law is just like, nobody's good enough for my son. And they create all sorts of difficulties for this couple. Just don't forget what the Bible says. You leave your family, and they come together as a couple, and they should be one being, okay? Which means, as a mother, you are not to step in there, okay? You're not to step in there and railroad everything, Your son has to make his life. He's not your husband. He is not your, he's no longer a baby. He needs to be allowed to have his own family, his own wife, his own life. It's time to butt out. Okay? Butt out. So again, I think this is one of the most difficult things for motherhood for a lot of women, is to cut the apron string and don't try to micromanage their lives once they're an adult. Okay? So yeah, again, this comes under cycles and seasons, and staying grounded and simplifying things. Okay? See the season when the plant is grown, again, you gotta let it go. Let it go to have its own life, to fulfill its own things. You cannot micromanage it. Okay? You may not like their choice for a life partner, but you're not the one living with them. Okay? You're just not. And you may think nobody is good enough for your son or whatever, but I have seen some horrendous things where the mother-in-law and the son has not grown up. He's still basically a child. The mother is still running everything for him, and he needs to, again, stand on his own 2 feet. You need to teach especially the boys, to respect women. Okay, to have respect, and you need to teach the women, the girls growing up, to respect their body, respect themselves, okay, and to go forward. Okay, don't cheapen themselves. So value system is so important to instill in your children, and then when they're grown, be willing to cut the apron strings and let them have their life. Whatever it is, the choices they make are theirs. We cannot dictate their choices, okay? All we could do is wish them well, and of course, hope the best for them, and watch their life unfold. Okay, so much love and light. Hopefully somebody's gotten something from this today. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you online. If you've enjoyed this, please give a thumbs up. I do so appreciate it. Please continue to mask up. Love and light to everyone, and I'll see you online.